What's some advice you got for like single parents, like wanting to date and then dating single
Yeah,
parents?
because there is a scrutiny, going on about, especially single mothers, that they aren't desired or wanted.
That's my
and
preference.
We live in Atlanta, and that's our norm for the most part.
Not even in Atlanta, just a
facts. But that's not, and I'm not to say that a woman isn't to think twice before she lays down and makes children with a dude. But I am to say that they're here, and some of them are really good women. Some of them ain't shit, but there are some of them who are really good women, and we date them, have been in with them, relationships, cultivated great friendships with them. So I also want to kind of like, what do you think? What you trying to say? Is any hope for single mothers?
No.
I'm trying to figure out what the hell you.
I was asking. So for people who want to date single parents, what advice do you have in terms of how? Because it's a lot of patience that goes into it. It's a lot of understanding that goes into it.
Yeah.
What is some things that you might need to consider before dating?
Oh.
And then if you are a single parent, what are some things you gotta consider while dating?
Okay. So I'm gonna start with the single parent. What they gotta consider. I think so. One of the things I don't like from a lot of single parents is using the kids as an excuse. All right, and so they scapegoat the children to relinquish responsibility of creating an environment that allows someone to come into your life with you having a child. So it's like, all right, if you are the single parent and you want a relationship, you got to make space for somebody.
Facts,
you got to create structure to where the kids can have their time, but your partner's going to need their time. Nobody wants to feel like they have to compete with your child for your love and attention. You know what I'm saying?
We watch Power on weekends together, babe.
Yeah, and again, it's not neglect the kids, it's create a proper balance that, pours into everybody as needed. As well as if you have any baby mama or baby daddy drama, you got to clear that up.
Facts,
you can't expect people to want to walk into your life and have to now take on that as well. The child is one thing. Now we got to deal with a crazy co-parent as well. So I think as the single parent, it's about, again, evaluating what's going to make it easier for someone to walk into my life and be in this relationship. You know what I'm saying?
That's very fair, bro.
And I also think that I think women and men, but I think this happens more with women, because there's this idea of, well, you now get with this man, but because he's not the father, he's not allowed to discipline your child, but he's buying the child food, he's taking care of certain things, he's doing all this stuff, but God forbid he's allowed to discipline that child. There has to be some reconciliation as far as how we're going to properly handle this to where the man can still have the respect in the household necessary, where of course there might be certain lines where he has to consult with the mother of the child or whatever. But I think, all that just needs to be considered. Now, for the person who is looking to date or open to or considering or just thinking about the topic of dating a single parent, I think it's, again, yes, there is a level of patience and understand that they do have a child and that, they're not going to have as much of a flexibility. However, I think it's just about, like, to me, I don't believe in the whole writing off single parents or single mothers either. You know what I'm saying? To me, it's about, again, connection. And if you have a connection with someone as a kid, it's hard enough to find that right partner.
Facts.
And you're going to eliminate that because they had a child?
Right.
To me, don't eliminate them because they had a child. Eliminate them because they're unwilling to create the space for you.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So it's like, all right, if I hear a lot of men, they say, well, you'll never have that respect in the household. Right. But if she gives you that, then why are we writing her off?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You're right. There are some women out there who are really good at, she wants a man, they make it easier for you to transition into being in the household with their kids. Mm-hmm. You're right about that. And at the same time, I do think that there are women out there who have kids and they're still not even stable themselves, but they have all these standards and high expectations of men as if they're coming to the table the same woman as they were prior to the kids.
And so that's why, that's another reason why, to me, I'm always focusing on connection.
Gotcha.
People are getting in their own way.
True.
Because they want this potential partner to fit this specific box.
True.
Rather than, my thing is this, there's two things to look at. One, are you attracted to them? Because that's what's going to be the initial thing that pretty much allows us to even open this door. And then once we start talking, is there a connection? If those two things are there, everything else can be worked out as far as I'm concerned.